apologize a trillion times. I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. Ooh. I don't have that in me.
For real.
Oh my god. Fucking
Never meant to make your daughter cry. I apologize a trillion times.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's it's not good. Not good that you messed around with Miss Jackson's girl like that. But also, apologizing a trillion times, that's a lot. That's commitment. I think you did.
Have you started the podcast?
No. Maybe.
Let's go.
No, but do you think he stood in the doorway and do you think he did it all in one go?
What?
Do you think he stood in the doorway and a trillion times, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry?
No, I think it's just a song, Dan.
It didn't actually happen.
Hey, gang.
Is that what you're telling me?
Hey, gang, welcome.
Hey, welcome.
Welcome to the Talking Shit podcast.
Oh, my dog is in here and she's gonna start making noise. Hello, Chloe. Don't start barking, buddy.
Fuck, now we need to redo this. Fuck.
We need to redo this. Why?
We can't do this.
Is this too difficult?
No, this is bad.
It's not bad.
This is bad.
So what? Alright, hang on. So do we explain... Okay, so there's going to be... This week's going to be a shorter episode of the Talking Shit podcast because... Yesterday we went out and got very drunk.
Yeah, I mean, it was a spoon special, really.
It was a spoon special. I don't even think I spent that much. That's the beauty of spoons, and you still, get fucked. As the kids say.
Yeah, man. I said I was going to have a whole meal, but I just had those wings and then just drank.
Oh, is that all you had in the end?
Yeah, I didn't actually have anything else.
So yesterday you only ate... You didn't have breakfast? Did you say you had breakfast?
I had 2 rashers of bacon, 3 eggs and 2 pieces of toast at 12 o'clock.
Wow.
Because we stayed up at till 5 the night before for some reason.
Did we?
Yeah. Playing Valorant.
Oh, yeah, we did.
We saw Suicide Squad. Whoa.
Yeah, after we saw Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Which is what we're talking about today. Hey.
And then I had some sandwich meat chicken.
Sandwich meat chicken?
Yeah, that when I said I was gonna get food, that's what I got. I just got some slices of chicken.
Oh, I see.
And ate them.
Right.
Just to tie me over. And then those wings, yeah, that's all I ate.
Thinking about it, to be fair, at about half 10 I ate bacon sausage sandwich. And then I didn't eat till about 2ish. And I only had 2 or 3 tacos. I guess that's actually quite a fair bit. And I did have a burger actually, no, so I have no excuse actually. It shouldn't have gone.
I mean, I think in terms of calories, I think we're probably okay.
You think?
Maybe. Probably not.
Probably not.
But closer to...
But anyway, today's a shorter episode because I woke up to, hey, can you come into work sooner? And I was like, sure.
Why did you agree?
I don't know, like an idiot. Money, I guess. And I need to... I'm not hungover. I don't really get hangovers, but I am I was trying to explain to Joe. I'm I don't even know how to explain it. I woke up and I was stumbling a bit and still I was there's still a bit of alcoholness in me, which is not the best. But hey, oh my, can you see Chloe in the corner just desperately trying to escape?
Chloe.
You decided to be in here, dog. My dog's called Chloe. She's stuck. She can't get out now. We've started recording.
She also has a weird Chinese accent, or
well, she is from China. She's a Shih Tzu.
Hello.
Yeah.
I'm Chloe.
That's what she said. Hello. I am Chloe.
It's not even... I don't even know what it is at this point.
I don't know.
It's kind of just her voice.
Yeah, we give her a weird voice, don't we, Chloe?
Anyway, yeah, shorter episode, right?
Yeah, but we're
going
to be
talking about Suicide Squad.
Yeah, we saw it Friday.
Let's probably get down to it.
It was so good, and we'll get into it.
It was so good.
It was brilliant.
It was one of those cinema experiences where I'm I always love it in a cinema where you have to catch yourself because you're just smiling.
Yes.
Do you ever get that?
Oh my god. Yeah. No. With this film Friday.
You're just looking at it. And you
realise
honestly, sometimes people say the cinema is just oh yeah, you're just watching a film, but
Right.
it's crazy. Like, well, you are, but
Yeah.
like just the experience of it, I think, is better than a lot of people make out. I think.
Oh, 100%. If I was doing the thing in America, like if I had HBO Max and was just watching all these home premieres, they would not be as interesting as an experience.
Yeah, I think.
No way,
Yeah,
100%.
yeah,
And with
yeah,
with a
yeah,
James Gunn film, you gotta see it in cinemas.
yeah,
But
yeah.
anyway,
Yeah. I remember
this
a moment where like I just felt like the sound booming and like I was just smiling because it was that entertaining. And I'm just like,
and
yeah,
it's
yeah,
yeah,
this is
it's
cool.
brilliant. Anyway, we'll get into it in this week's episode of Talking Shit. All right, you ready to talk about some shit?
Yes! Yes!
I apologize. That's normally meant to be turned down a bit, but I forgot because I don't know what I am today.
Audio trigger warning.
Uh-oh,
After
nah,
the fact though, so
I'll somewhat remember to turn it down.
you can't tell us we didn't warn you because we did it after the
We
fact,
did warn after it, so go back now, and you'll know.
and you'll be prepared.
You'll be prepared. You'll be ready. Speaking of the Suicide Squad, has anyone? Well, I say has anybody, as if there's other people in this conversation.
Have you guys
seen...
watched it? Well, please tell us.
I hope you have. Go see it if you haven't. It's really fucking good. You know, yeah, I can't be asked to do a proper non-spoilers because we just need to just talk about this film because it's just it's brilliant, and I just want to talk about all aspects.
For sure.
So, quick non-spoilers. It's really good, like really good. Go see it. The characters are great. The unpredictability of who's gonna die and who's gonna live. It's an actual Suicide Squad. Like people are dying, left, right, and center.
The first like 10 minutes.
The opening sequence of this film perfectly demonstrates
opening
it in a
sequence,
really cool. James Gunn has seemed to have gotten very good at opening sequences. Like Guardians 2, you've got the Mr. Blue Sky, and like they're all trying to fight the giant monster. In this film, you've got the everybody's dead, the camera's spinning, and the music's cool. This film's really violent and bloody in the best way, but also it has so much heart that you would expect from a James Gunn film. He loves the Misfits, not the Misfits podcast, but he loves the outcasts and the kind of, because he himself is
Wacky
one.
characters.
He's a bit of a weirdo himself, but in all seriousness, yeah, it's the same.
I relate to them.
It's the same thing he did with Guardians. Like these takes a group of people you shouldn't care about at all. These weird minor characters, and he just gives them so much heart, and you learn to love them, and it's really cool.
Correct. And genuinely funny, guys. I was
Genuinely
laughing a
very
bunch.
funny. I think one of the best lines in this film is somebody just being called a dickhead. It's just the context and the way it's said. It was everybody laughed out loud in the cinema, like not oh, we're all in the cinema, guys, and the joke was there, ha ha ha. Like it was like uncontrollable, like
Maybe a guffaw and a laugh and a gaff and a goof. Maybe that was what it was.
All I'll say is this film is so good that coming out of it, you'll be like, why are my favourite DC characters of all time? We've had Superman, we've had Batman, we've had Aquaman, we've had The Flash. We got all these characters, but why are my favourite characters Polka Dot Man and Ratcatcher?
Rat Girl.
And Ratcatcher and...
Ratcatcher 2, though.
2, yeah.
Yeah, don't
and
forget that.
Bloodsport and fucking Peacemaker.
Peacemaker. Fuck yeah.
Oh, man.
And Rick Flag.
And Rick Flag. How did that happen? But yeah, go see this one if you haven't. I genuinely recommend it. It's really good. So, from this point on, everything's on the table. We're going to talk about spoilers. We're going to talk about everything. Everything's on the table. Yeah. Wow. I really cared when Rick Flag died.
I think you're more emotionally attached to him than me. But I
don't even. But it's like, so we went to see it with a bunch of people, and Brad was emotionally attached to the character. I think I'm like you. It's more what it represented. Because afterwards, I was like, I can't even really name Rick Flag's character beyond army man who is kind of the straight man. He's kind of the Pete Davidson's on a plane going, "Oh, is this a werewolf? Help me!" And he says, deadpan, "Hey, he's a weasel. He's harmless." Well, he did kill all those kids, but jokes. And you're like, who turned out to have lived the whole time.
Oh yeah,
at the very end. The first post-credit scene, Weasel survived, I guess.
That was kind of Weasel TV show.
Peacekeeper and Weasel TV show.
and team up.
Yeah, have you seen? That's what I was going to ask you earlier. Have you seen the Mr. Sunday Movies video about the post-credit scenes?
No.
You need to watch it after this. It's hilarious. I almost didn't believe it was happening. So, like, he goes over the end credit scenes, just, kind of whatever. This is this. Peacekeeper's getting a show. Peacemaker, sorry, is getting a show. And if you don't know, Peacemaker's getting a show. That's why, if you stayed till the end credits and were like, wait a minute, Peacemaker's alive, why does that matter? What's happening? Because he's getting a TV show. That apparently, I didn't realize. So, James Gunn started writing it as, like, a side project in lockdown. So I guess obviously they were like pausing production on the Suicide Squad because of COVID. So he was like, I'm gonna write to keep myself sane. I'm gonna write this Peacemaker kind of idea, and then they read it and went, yeah, we love that. We're making it. So apparently it's an 8-episode HBO show and
one and done.
Yeah, it's done.
Like,
I don't
one and like no more seasons after.
I don't know. I imagine not. James Gunn.
Yeah, it'd be nice to. I think it's nicer sometimes just to have a closed
one and
thing.
done, yeah. But yeah, so James Gunn's directed episodes 1, 2, 3, and 7 and 8. A few others in between by other people. It's probably going to be really good.
Yeah, I mean,
everything James Gunn touches.
I'm down with John Cena now.
Yeah, John Cena was brilliant. It's weird. I try and tell people after I haven't seen it, I try and, I do the thing of like, well, Polka Dot Man and Ratcatcher are like my favourite characters in the whole DCEU now. Like, I don't know how that happened. But, like, everybody's good, legitimately everybody. Everybody has something about them that's either funny or engaging.
Yeah, it is yeah.
It's very, like, as I say, James Gunn is my favourite director going at the minute. I love all of his recent stuff. It's what I want more superheroes to be like. It's like I was trying to explain to you the other day. I want them to be like movies and like these MCU films that are kind of like formulas. I want them to branch out from that and be like, because like Guardians 1 and 2 are technically MCU formulas, but they do so much to like break out of that and like, make you forget it and actually kind of live in scenes and moments. And yeah, I don't know. I just think he's brilliant. I was talking to people who said that they hate both Guardians films, and I was just like, I don't know how you can. I understand maybe not. Yeah, I understand maybe not being like, these aren't like, if like superhero movies. Oh, these aren't for me. But you surely have to see it and go, there's some good stuff here, even if you're not a big fan.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like even like just the song choice in the Guardians films, like, I feel like is enough to just be like, and like the sequences that go along with the songs, like, bro, treat it like a musical, you'll enjoy it.
I'm not gonna lie, that was the thing I really like, the opening sequence with I forget his name, but Michael Rooker's character, the old guy who throws the balls. No, I'm on about in Suicide Squad.
Oh, sorry, yeah. Michael.
Yeah, I meant like Johnny Cash came on. I was like, oh yeah, James Gunn has really good music. Savant, that's it. And I was like, oh yeah, James Gunn has really cool musical choices. That bit where they're all like, even the like made for like the the music composed for this film is so good. Like, for some reason in my head I keep hearing every now and then, like at the end when Starro is like, they're like, oh, we gotta beat Starro, and he looks at Polka Dot Man, he's like, Polka Dot Man, that's your mum. And then he's like, and he sees it as his mom, and he starts like unleashing all the polka dots onto it. It's like, that like, duh, it's like, duh, 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 duh. It's like proper like El Keshala, like, oh, that stuff's really cool. I was so sad when I really thought he was gonna make it out.
Yeah, I wanted. It was actually done. It was done well though, to be honest, because
it was
like, it's so weird because, when he was like, I'm a superhero or whatever, that was like hi,
and then immediately hit with a bang,
and then goodbye.
And it's like a weird mix.
Sad, but it's
like, it's a weird mix of like, it's funny. It's another shock, kind of like, here's suddenly the like sudden like kind of catch you off guard kind of joke, but also it does kind of fit his character. To be honest, it's like he did kind of get a full. I mean, everybody gets their own full character arc, but in different. I feel like his is the one that's set up in this movie as like, I'm the weirdo who has a mom who has an issue with my mom, and also she's in jet. Like, he's been really tortured, and at the end, he kind of actually gets this resolution of like, she wanted him to be a superhero, and he was always like, that's what plagued him, is that she wanted him to be a superhero. She injected him with this virus, and it's like,
Yeah,
but
like
like, and then he becomes a superhero for himself, not for her, in his own eyes, and it's, I love it. I thought it was
yeah,
brilliant.
we got like a whole arc really, if you think about it,
Yeah,
with
yeah,
him.
that's
Like,
100%.
to begin with, he's just like a ooh, a weirdo, oh hi, and you're kind of thinking, oh, is he just like that character? But then it like creeps in with his like.
Oh,
Well,
that
I
bit.
mean, to be fair, that's all we learn about him. Like his mom and wanted him to be a
Mm.
superhero, and he has like his brothers and sisters, and he's obviously fucked from that. But like it was enough,
Yeah,
and
I
it
also
worked.
a
So
little moment of him as well. I love is when they're in the what was the building called again? Jotunheim.
yeah, yeah,
When they're in Jotunheim and they're on the top floor, it's Bloodsport, Harley, and him. Like, I
yeah,
love
yeah.
when Milton, the guy who's been driving them around in the bus. I loved when Milton died, and like they didn't even like kind
Oh
of
yeah, yeah.
they were like, who the fuck's Milton? It was a joke, but it was also a nice little moment of him being like, I am the crazy one, but he's like, how can none of you like what? Why do none of you
Yeah,
care? And also, how do you not even know?
he's a cool lad.
I liked that. Yeah, he like started to like care, and like it just gave him a little kind of cool little character thing of like he started out hoping everyone's gonna die. Remember when he's like, we're all gonna die, and he's like, I hope so. But then at the end, he actually kind of learns to like care, and like actually like the loss of life does upset him. I think it was a little moment. Like, there's so many little moments. Like, there's the very first interaction that Bloodsport and Peacemaker have with John Cena and Idris Elba is when, like, I thought it was funny when she, when, like, she's initially introducing Idris Elba, and she's being like, anything in his hands is a deadly weapon. He's got incredible marksman capabilities and whatever, and then she introduces John Cena, says the exact same thing. Now in most movies that would just be they break the music and it's like silent. It's like the classic like, hang on a minute, that's exactly what you just said for me, and then she'd be the straight kind of like just staring at him, and it'd be like and then they have that interaction where it's like, I'm accurate. I'm more accurate than you. No, I'm more accurate than you. How can you hit things more dead center? I have smaller bullets. And in any other film, especially superhero movies that are getting super lazy, like that would just be a interaction to make. This is the insert joke here. We have to make people laugh to keep them interested. But in a James Gunn film, and like an hour and a half later, that actually comes into play, and Idris Elba is the one who shoots the smaller bullet. And like that's what gets him.
And the bullet, it's the bullet,
It
but it's
breaks
in the
the other
center,
bullet as
and
they're
it's
firing at each other, and well, at the time we think it kills Peacemaker, but
yeah.
yeah, it's
And
what I mean. Like,
his TV show.
hey,
Uh,
but this is why I love James Gunn, because it's attention to detail. That this is what makes him, especially in the superhero movie game, this is what makes him stand out so much more than every other director. And most of the time I don't blame directors, because for Marvel and DC's getting better than Marvel at this now. But like especially for like Marvel films, it's like, get the director in, but here's the blueprint. Put the jokes in where we say the film has to start here, end here. These things have to happen. But other than that, do what you want. Oh, but wait, no, it can't. Not serious. We need jokes. And like what I mean. It's like it's a blueprint formula. But James Gunn, like for him, it's like you don't just throw in a joke to make people laugh. You throw in a joke and it also sets something else up later, or it's a joke but there's a serious undertone behind it that means something for this character. And like with the rats for Idris Elba, like Ratcatcher's like, well, why do you hate rats? And any other thing, it'd just be, well, he's the hardened badass. He's the leader of the team. He's supposed to be the hardest one there. And there's a quirky girl with rats. So, oh, nobody has a thing for rats. Oh no, he's not the hardest man. But it's actually a character trait used to bond them together with the differences between their loving father, who was a heroin, like her loving father was a heroin addict who died from that, but like genuinely loved her, and with Idris Elba, his dad, who fucking hated him, and like it brings them together. And
Honestly, yo,
brilliant.
I'm just realizing, like, pretty much for every character, or like certain group, like couples of characters, like, there's like bits sprinkled in all the way through, and it
100%.
just fucking adds up. Like
Yeah.
with the rat catcher and blood sport, and then like and then as you said, the stuff with the bullet that comes into play later. But then like all the way through, Peacemaker's fucking on about, oh yeah, he's kind of like a bit mental, like he's off the rails a bit. But he's like, oh, I'll fucking do anything for liberty, and obviously that comes into play like
later with the information
later,
when he has to stop the information getting out, and he's even willing to kill this guy who he's very close to and actually respects a lot.
Yeah, and honestly, like that, like see, like that sequence there
When
between Rick
Peacemaker
Flag
and
and
Rick Flag
Peacemaker,
fight.
the whole fight and like them talking, like that was so good, and
Bro,
like
and
the performance as well, like bro, John Cena has my
killed
respect.
it. John Cena absolutely killed it. I'm not being funny. He's like Dwayne,
He's
like
so
The Rock
good.
will always be the bigger movie star, but I think John Cena, in the right role, as we've seen here, can act. Like Dwayne,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
The
no,
Rock can
yeah, The Rock
act.
is just like The Rock. He's The Rock,
Yeah, I
isn't
was gonna
he?
say The
Like,
Rock can act, but he can say lines in the way The Rock says lines that we've come accustomed to, and it isn't cringe. But like John Cena, like it's in this role was given the range of like he's very sarcastic, but like it's like, well, what about if we flip that where he takes himself too seriously, and like and it's like he doesn't even realize that he's very obnoxious without even realizing, and it's just I think he nailed it. I can't even say he gave the best performance because everybody does a good job. Literally,
yeah,
down to all the
honestly,
little
really
side
good.
characters. The like army general guy at the end who's like, the leader who's just really stupid and is just like, we will use Starro to take over the world.
Yeah,
I liked
bro,
I liked
it's
the
so
Bachelor like president before him. The one I liked that sequence where Harley like she gets captured, but it's actually like, no, I want you to be my wife because everybody sees you as a cool, rebellious, anti-American figure,
yeah,
but
yeah.
like, yeah, let's get married. And she's crazy, so obviously she does. And she's like, yeah, you're hot, that's cool. But then he brings up killing kids, and she like shoots him. And she has that monologue where she's like, killing kids, that's not the best, is it? Harley,
Yeah.
I was trying
said to you, I said to you, sorry.
No, it's fine. No, I was just, I
Yeah.
was. Sorry, I'm gonna try and remember that to bring that up later because I do want to ask you about that. But yes, go on. Sorry.
Okay. Well, just like on about that like
Oh, okay.
sequence, I remember saying um, like at the end of that, like how glad I was that wasn't actually like gonna
That she
be a
was just gonna go
thing.
ahead and marry him and
And
stuff.
I don't know, did they cut between it or did they stay with that
They
thing?
stayed with it.
Yeah, and then like they just ended it and then they carried on. So it was like,
That's
yeah,
that's a
it was good.
general thing about this movie that I love is I love the way he uses again scenes. I love the way that it's not you've got so many characters that split up every now and then or do go into different situations, and you don't just keep cutting between constantly to be like, don't worry, they're still here and whatever. Like you let scenes breathe and like for example, the biggest thing at the end, what I loved about the end was you've got the explosions accidentally going off too soon. Well, even before that, you send Bloodsport, Harley Quinn, and Polka Dot Man, and Milton apparently. You send those up to and King Shark. You send those up to the top floor to do more stuff, while Rick Flag, Ratcatcher, and Peacekeeper, unbeknownst to them, go down to talk to is it the Tinker or the Thinker? It's the Thinker, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that you get the whole Starro plot of, well, no, this is actually an American cover up, and it's a really that bit where they're showing all the political enemies how they're like testing them, like once the Starro mini thing's on your face controlling you, like you can tear people apart, you can like break their face off, but as long as it's still connected a bit, they're alive. And
Yeah. You know what? I'm surprised. I'm surprised this wasn't like R-rated. But I
we
guess.
can take 15, like Deadpool's 15. It's crazy
Oh,
how
is it? Oh, yeah, because there was like an R-rated version of Deadpool, which was I think on like a DVD, like it's on like the DVD release.
It was
or
just
something.
extra. There was just extra scenes and extra bloodier. I think it was even bloodier, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we
I
can
feel
take a
like
lot over here. I was surprised it wasn't
yeah,
an 18.
I'm glad. I guess.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it
I
doesn't
mean,
matter for
it
us.
doesn't
But
matter
it's
for us,
like,
but I'm glad more people can see this.
yeah,
But yeah, like so with the timing of that, so there you let that scene breathe. You let Rick Flag have that moment of, nah, I signed up to like help my country, but this is fucked. and you get that confrontation with Peacemaker where the building collapses. We don't even know why, but like it doesn't matter. Like the building's collapsing, and just the creativity of how James, like, I'm basically sucking James Gunn's dick this podcast, but like just the creativity of the camera work. I know he's not the cinematographer, but he's the one who, you know, is directing things and like saying, I want this shot to be interesting, letting that breathe. Like, there's so many things where you could just do shot reverse shot. Like, you know, when they're going to rescue Harley and they're in the bus and they're all like chatting back and forth, like, this is a horrible idea, well, we're doing this, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's fast. Like, you don't just have shot camera A, camera B, cut between of each close up. Like, you have one camera that, as people talk, move to them, swing back, move. Like, you move through space, and it's so like, and with that Harley Quinn escape, it's very much a DC version of where Yondu uses the arrow in Guardians 2. It's very much kind of like that, where she kills. You know that shot where like it's like moving up as she's spinning in that room and like she's shooting everybody as they come through each door.
That's
and
good.
all the flowers and like cartoon birds are coming out because she sees it as like a kind of like a Disney princessy moment. But yeah, like one of my favorite shots in the film is when Peacemaker and Rick Flag have that really gritty, like, you know, just pick up anything and you can find and whack the other guy with it, and like you bleed and it's brutal. Like initially, like Peacemaker's helmet gets knocked off, and it spins round the helmet, and you see the fight in the reflection and the helmet. It's so creative and just. But yeah, bro.
Nice.
Sorry, I'm going through a million things at once. But so the timing thing. So you have that fight, and then you have Ratcatcher running away from him, and him catching up, and him like, "Sorry, kid, I got to shoot you." And you're thinking, what's gonna happen? Because he's not gonna shoot her, surely. Like this. It doesn't make sense for her to die here right as Rick Flag has died. Something else has got to happen. And you just cut back to 8 minutes earlier. And I want to go back and test it. I bet that it is actually 8 minutes of screen time that passed before Idris Elba lands at the bottom.
Yeah, it's got to be, to be fair.
I bet it would. James Gunn, he's my boy. I bet he actually timed it. But like,
thing is though, it was so long and such a big of a scene that when he was dropping down, it didn't even occur to me that he would. And I was like, and when he did drop down, and like he saw them and they locked eyes, I was like, oh shit.
It was like, oh shit, now it's on, bro. That's what I mean. Like again, giving scenes room to breathe. You don't have to worry about what the other characters are doing. You can fully invest in this, and then you'll come back and you'll still know what's going on. And then it reverses right back when you see what they do upstairs. You have a bunch of cool character moments where, you know, Milton dies. You get Polka Dot Man caring. You get like everybody trying to save King Shark as he falls, and he's getting bitten up by all these little jelly monsters. Like they're trying to help him.
I thought he was going to die. I thought he was going to die.
Oh, I thought he was going to die when he fell.
I
was going to be so sad.
I'm glad. What was his name? What was like his actual name?
Oh, the King Shark actual name.
It was some shit like Name.
It was some stuff like that. I can't remember, but it was a really cool name. But yeah, man, like, fuck, like, you get all these little character moments, the building, like, falling apart, and, like, them all trying to jump to the other side and, like, grab when they can. And I love that little moment of, at the very start of the film, it's played off for a joke that Javelin Man dies, and he gives his javelin to Harley, and she thinks it's for some divine purpose, because he died before he could finish why he wants her to carry it. So she's like wondering what it is.
Just saying, hey,
She's wondering what it's for, and then she manages to dive across the building, and the javelin saves her, and she's like, I know what it's for now, or whatever. It's cool. This is what I wanted to say about like Harley as well. What did you think about her in the film? Because when I think about it, she might be the only character that doesn't really have an arc herself, other than, you know, again, it's kind of just Birds of Prey again, where it's like women badassery, and I love it. Like, it wasn't cringy. Like, I love that bit where she's so strong with what do you even call it? Like, you know, the kind of, she does the rope thingy where you can pull yourself up on a rope and dance around it and stuff. Yeah. Like, she's so strong with that she can snap a guy's neck when she's being held up with chains or whatever. And then that escape sequence is genuinely brilliant, where she's killing all the guys as they're coming at her. But like, but here's the thing, I don't think she really has that much of a character arc, but I kind of like it. Like, I liked that she is just Harley Quinn. She's allowed to be crazy in a way that's not very cringy, and has there are some little cringy moments with, like, you know, like, I thought your name was Milton at the very end. I didn't really like that joke, but I liked that her thing is mainly, again, just about kind of finding friends. But I like that she's already had her own film to develop her, so you don't necessarily need to. She can be there and you can use her for cool moments and little character beats, but you don't need to overall focus on her. You can let her be there. She's a fan favorite. Everybody loves her. I'm glad she's in it. But you can focus on these other characters and like,
Yeah, so
you don't need to really focus on it to detract.
if anything, I'd say she's kind of like the weakest.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
that's not
100%.
really set. That's not really set. Like,
I think Rick Flag gets more character moments than her that like matter as well.
yeah, and I think I did find some parts of her like dialogue or like stuff that was like meant to be jokes, like a bit cringy. But I think
There were a couple,
that's just
yeah.
Harley. Like that's kind of just
Yeah, again, that is
Harley
just, yeah,
Quinn.
because she's
And
crazy.
it's still like it's still like entertaining.
But I do
Um,
genuinely love where they're breaking
yeah.
in to rescue her, and she's like, "What are you guys doing?" She's already broken out, and they're like, "We're rescuing
Yeah,
you." She's
yeah.
like, "Well, I can go back inside, and you can still do it." I liked that.
Yeah,
I thought
that
that
was
was funny
That was
when
good,
she's
yeah.
really
Bruh,
moved by
I'm
it.
just like remembering so many like like actually just funny funny moments. Like we need to like we need to mention when they were infiltrating that camp and they go in and they were told by Amanda Waller that Rick Flag
He's
has
been
been
captured.
taken prisoner and
And
you need to save him.
these guys are horrible. It's a horrible fascist regime. You don't know what they're
Yep.
doing. Show no
They're
mercy.
ruthless.
They're
They're gonna
ruthless.
bloody
Show
kill
no
him.
mercy.
And yeah, so they go all stealth mode. Obviously, Bloodsport and
Peacemaker. They're having
Peacemaker,
their
they're having a
competition of
little
who can
pissing
get
match.
who can get the coolest and most gruesome kills.
Yeah, which was good. Like that was sick as well.
The bit where he Bloodsport doesn't look and he shoots the table leg of a like where there's a radio next to somebody in a bath and the radio falls in the bath and he gets electrocuted. I thought that was so funny.
And yeah, they get to where he's being held prisoner, Woo. And they're just having some tea, I guess.
Yeah, they're just having some
Just
tea.
some
It's the freedom
Just having
fighters.
having a nice chat and
They've
yeah.
killed all the freedom fighters.
And it's so it's so fucked. Like
Oh.
that was probably the best. Like honestly, that was probably the best like part because I remember for like
I
probably
think that's the best joke.
yeah like yeah best joke yeah because like I remember for at least a minute afterwards like I was like I
Just
don't
thinking
know,
about
I
how
was
fucked it
reacting
is.
I was reacting pretty hard and I was like
It's
oh
so
my
good.
god what the
You know what? You know what I love about this film as well. I don't think I've seen anybody mention this. I love that if you actually look at the setting and you look at where it is, it's very much like grey, rubbly, poor, destroyed cities. That's all grey skies, dark jungle that doesn't really pop out that much. Like I love that it's like everything around the Suicide Squad is actually kind of grounded and like real and almost kind of dull looking, like grey buildings and whatever, but the Suicide Squad themselves are the most colourful characters. It's what I like, that it's a thing of like, it's kind of a visual metaphor of like the world around them is so straight and whatever, but look how fucked it is, and look at how fucked these guys are, but how free they are and expressive, and like, you know what I mean? Like, you got Peacemaker in a bright red t-shirt and a big chrome helmet, Rick Flag in this
ridiculous.
yellow t-shirt with like a bunny on it. Harley Quinn, obviously red and blue hair, all this stuff. Polka Dot Man, literally glowing, like big polka dot warts coming out his face that are all really colourful.
yeah it's crazy it's crazy
I love this
there's so many fun I kind of want to talk or at least a mention of the opening sequence again because
Yeah, go on.
with them
It was so good.
it's crazy because even like in that short period of time, you were all like on board with like everyone, and
Yeah, man.
they kind of did this thing where
If you
you're
haven't
kind
seen
of like
the
a
film,
long yeah you're a lot you're like
they do a cool little.
you're
they do
taking
cool,
a journey
like,
with
lineup.
Savant.
Yes, you're getting introduced
It's like
to all
through
these.
him, and you're like yeah, sucks to be you. Fucking
You're
these
going on
guys
the
suck.
suicide
Don't,
mission.
you these guys suck, don't they? You're just like a kind of pretty straight,
You're a very
Pretty-
accurate marksman kind of guy, and like, look at there's a weasel here who kills kids. There's Pete Davidson.
Yeah.
There's Javelin Man. There's my arms detach and they can go away from my body, man.
Honestly, there was so many like
Cool
funny
little super,
little
funny.
parts as well.
That bit where they're
It's
like
nice.
because they think they're the A squad. They think they're landing on this beach to like infiltrate this They don't even know what their mission is. They just know they have to push up the beach. And you think they're the I thought it was like, oh, we're going to see a little mission where a few people die, but like Savant and Harley Quinn and Rick Flag are going to get back, and you'll be like, welcome to the Suicide Squad. Sometimes people die, and then we go on to the main mission. But it turns out that everybody on that beach is just supposed to get like absolutely lit up to shit. Like, it's just supposed to be a distraction to get as many of the military to that part of the beach so that the A-team of Bloodsport, Peacemaker, King Shark, Ratcatcher, and Polka Dot Man can just get on the beach undetected. And, like, everybody's just getting killed in so many gruesome ways.
Yeah. And really, what did we expect?
Yeah,
with
like,
a weasel?
Yeah.
Realistically.
I mean, if you look at all the trailers now, you're like... Oh yeah, you mainly see Idris Elba and Harley Quinn and what's his name? Like, I forget Idris Elba's character. It's like Francis Dubois or something like that. But yeah, you mainly see like, you know, Harley Quinn, Bloodsport, Peacemaker, like King Shark. You mainly see them like doing a lot of the main stuff with Rick Flag, and then every now and then it'd be like, here's Captain Boomerang and stuff. We should have known they were all gonna die.
It is quite nice.
So
like
good.
I'm looking at Google Images Suicide Squad 2021, and in like a lot of the posters, I don't think, in like a lot of the pictures and like shots, they just show like everyone from that, like at the team that got killed as well. So it's like,
yeah, man.
You don't
and
know,
then it's cool that right till the end, people are still dying. Like, you get a break of like people not dying on the main squad now, because obviously we need characters to do things in the film that don't just die. You get a very nice break, but then the last like half an hour, 40 minutes, that final sequence with Star, even before Star is involved, like just the fact that, you know, like Rick Flag's dying, and then when Star is involved, you got Polka Dot Man dying and all this stuff. Like, it's so good. I love that ending sequence. It's brilliant. I just want to go watch it again. I'm probably going to go see it with my dad next week.
Yeah. Epic.
Yeah, man. I gotta. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to wind down because I do have to do some stuff before I go to work today. We said it was gonna be a short one anyway, but honestly, I feel like we could talk about this film for hours. But obviously, nobody wants to just listen to us references and go, "Remember that? That was cool." If you have been listening to this whole thing and haven't seen the film, that sucks. But go see it. I hope maybe us talking has made you realize that there's so much to this film. Even casually, like you don't have to be like a dickhead movie guy like me that looks into everything. The visual metaphor of the grey world and the like. You don't have to be like me looking for deeper meaning and the short.
We've missed a lot of stuff as well. It's like
that's true. There's so much stuff we still haven't gone in detail with. The great club scene where they all just get to let loose in the club and like Polka Dot Man's dancing and everybody around him turns into his mom in his head because that's all he cares about. Like, just his mom torturing him. And like, yeah, just every scene serves a purpose to further the characters, and that's why James Gunn it's just my favorite director. Everything's in service of character and like moments. Like, the weird thing about Starro in this film is that it is just kind of it's a vessel for character moments to happen. Like, it's not even like I want to see them fight a giant starfish that's taking over everybody. Like, it is just a thing from it. Like, even the way he's beaten, it's like Ratcatcher, like, finally everybody sees her as like Idris Elba's like, I'm gonna get you out of this, and everybody sees her as the weak, kind of like tired millennial. Oh, she's always so sleepy and she's quirky with rats. Like, oh, we've got to protect her and make sure she gets out. But like, she's the one in the end to save the day, and like, she's the one to take down with her rats, the one to take down the giant fucking kaiju.
No, I'm not gonna say anything.
I figured you were probably going to be... I know that Brad would have preferred it if Polka Dot Man fully finished him off. Kind of wanted to be a
that would have been cool, but also like, no, like that'd just be too easy.
I think it makes more sense for Ratcatcher to be the one to finish it off.
I don't know. It was like a nice thing. I was only going to say nothing because I don't like. I thought we were winding down.
We are winding down, yeah.
Yeah. But I was like, I wasn't completely on board with the rat thing, but it was nice how they did a little flashback with the dad, I guess. And
yeah, and the cool little thing about that I pointed out, Ratcatcher's dad is in flashbacks is played by Taika Waititi, and this just to show how cool of a guy James Gunn is. when he got fired from the Guardians films, they tried to make Taika Waititi do the next Guardians because they were like, well, you're the only other one here who makes colourful, fun space movies, so you do it. And Taika Waititi was like, well, no, because I respect James Gunn. They're not my films.
So is James Gunn doing the next one then? No.
Yeah, he is. He's back. He's doing it. And so out of respect for that, James Gunn was like, hey, thanks, man. I really appreciate that. I'm going to put you in my next film as a little cameo. I just think that's such a cool thing to do, like to just show respect. I think that's great. Yeah. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. I know we don't normally do scores, but I will give it a very high 9 out of 10.
I'm there as well, 9.
Hell yeah. I can't say 10 out of 10 because the perfect movie doesn't exist, and also there are little cringier jokes that it's like Guardians 2 is my favorite. It's my favorite movie of all time, legit. But there's still one joke in that is too cringy for me, and I don't like. But it's still you can have little moments. I think you can have little moments that are, as long as they don't take away from the overall thing. Especially when it's just like a line, you know what I mean, like one line that you're not a big fan of. I think it's fine. Like it just means it can't be a perfect movie, but that doesn't exist. So yeah,
I would recommend to everyone.
Yep, highly
just
would
like
recommend.
Palm Springs.
Please go see it as well, just to make money, so DC know to make more films like this. Like this is legitimately, we haven't even spoken about it. This is legitimately the best DCEU movie ever. It's better than Man of Steel, Batman vs Superman, Justice League, all these bigger films. This should not be the best one. DC, you should be ashamed of yourselves. It's the Suicide Squad, which isn't even the first time you've tried this. Should not be your best movie. You got to do better. But also, it is your best movie. Yeah. So thank you very much for watching, listening, doing all the stuff. Like, subscribe if you want. Cool. Joe, if people like, what are you going to do for them?
Today, I'm going to... I might have already said this, honestly, because I'm not original at all.
That's true, you're not.
I'm going to... I think I have, actually. But I'm going to do it again. I'm going to grab you by your legs, turn you upside down, and empty your money out of your pockets. Yeah, that's right. I'm stealing your lunch money.
Oh, shit.
Then I'm also going to shove your face down the toilet and flush it. Yeah, that's going to be uncomfortable for you. I'm also going to put you in a locker and then shake you about in that locker or something, I guess. And then I'm also going to toilet paper your house and throw eggs at it, I guess. Yeah, and then I'm basically just going to make your life a misery. So please like the video, thank you.
Yeah,
the podcast.
Alright guys, we have got to jet off because, well, I have to because work and other things. So go see the movie, have a good time. I hope you enjoyed listening to this. Yeah, don't do drugs, kids. Stay in school.
Cool. Epic.
Amen, brother.
Awesome.
Bye.